All right. Hello, everyone. Hope you're having a great day so far. Hope your week's going well. Hope you're getting ready for the weekend coming up. We got Christmas coming up. And with that in mind, I thought I'd go ahead and give everyone that might be interested an early Christmas present and make my crappy radio player available. So, let me show you what we have here. I made two versions. One MCRP, 4 panels with window tasks. Okay, of course MCRP, that stands for my crappy radio player. And this is for panels with window tasks, like here on Tent 2, have this window task right down here. I can click on that and minimize, whatever. And I have a version MCRP for panels without window tasks. Now on my Wonderland system, I use Polybar, and on Polybar I don't have window tasks. And I had to change a little bit of stuff in the script so that I would get the behavior out of my crappy radio player that I wanted. So you'll have those two versions to choose from, depending on whether you have window tasks on your panel or not. So let me go ahead. I'm going to install the one here for panels with window tasks. And just to show that it's not already installed on my system, it was earlier before I made all the changes. There's my crappy media player, but there is no my crappy radio player. Okay. So let's open this. Now here's what we have. There are 2 deb files here, and I'll go over that in the instructions. I have 4 icons, 1 desktop file, and 2 scripts. Okay, so let me go ahead and open these instructions. And I'm not going to read the whole thing. See if I can get that down a little bit. That's pretty good right there. I'm going to leave it on that. I do say please read over these instructions before proceeding. As you see, I've got line numbers on. It's not that long. 59 lines here. All right. First, we'll look at the dependencies you're going to need. YAD, Xterm, FFmpeg, and Alltray. Now here on Devwin Chimera, that's what I'm on right now, Alltray is not in the repos. That's why I've included these official deb packages of Alltray. I'm not sure on the equivalent Debian system, the equivalent to Chimera. Right now Chimera is Devwin's stable branch. So if you're running Chimera and you want to try this, I went ahead and included these deb files. There's a 64-bit version and a 32-bit version. Okay, so use the one that you need for your system if you want to do this. But those are the dependencies. Again, that's YAD, Xterm, FFmpeg, and Alltray. Talk about the deb files. Installation. All right, first thing we're going to do is move the icons into the appropriate folder. We're going to open a terminal inside of this folder that contains everything, and we're going to enter the command as root using either su or sudo. So first let me open up a terminal inside of this folder. Let me turn off PyCom so that'll be a little easier to read. Okay. Let me move this. Let's see. Let me move this over here. I need to go ahead and increase the font size, don't I? So that you can see what I'm doing. All right. I'm going to always on top this. All right, so we need to be su or sudo just to save me from having to type sudo every time. I'm just going to become su. First thing we're going to do is move all those icons. Now again, there was 1, 2, 3, 4 icons. Okay. So let me copy this command. I'll enter it here. And that should have gotten rid of our icons. And it did. Okay. Next we're going to move the 2 scripts into the appropriate folder. So I'm just going to copy this command. I'm going to enter it here. And let's make sure that got rid of that. It did. And the last thing we're going to do is move the desktop file. And if you don't already have this directory, I will go over this. We're going to move this desktop file into user local share applications. If you don't have that directory already, it'll throw you up not necessarily an error, but it might, it'll say this directory doesn't exist. And then you can make the directory with this command. And then after making the directory, you can come back and enter the original command. So let me copy that, paste it here. And we should be finished. So I'm going to close this. Everything's gone. I don't know if I've mentioned it. I already have Alltray installed, so I don't need that anymore. I can close this, and let's see if we have it in our menu now. Go to multimedia. There it is, my crappy radio player. Let me open it up. And this is what it looks like. Now these icons, the little orange and white play button, I had sent Station 67 an early version of this. And I had downloaded a version of DevOne using XFCE. Well, it's the official live version of XFCE. And with the icons I had before, it looked like crap. It looked like crap in the system tray. So I thought, oh no, I need to figure something out. So I went through, found like 3 or 4 icons that, I thought would look halfway decent. And I got my beautiful wife to help me decide which one to use. And she liked this one the best. And I think it looks pretty good. So let's go ahead. We're going to click on one. And let's see. I need to click on something that I won't get busted by the YouTube police for. So let me click on Epic Music. Alright. Hopefully you can hear that. Now I'm going to stop it now. Alright, so what happens is when you click on one of these stations, it's going to go down here into the system tray. And from there you can either close this out or just leave it open if you want to for a little while. And if you want to try something different, let me go ahead and click on that again. I'm going to turn down the music a little bit. Alright, so we've got our music playing. We can close out the window. Now if you right click, you can reopen the radio player, so I'll click on that. There it is again. You can also stop the radio, but before I do that, this All-Tray right here, where it says All-Tray, Show Hide, Undock, and Exit, all that is part of All-Tray. The only thing I've added are these two options to stop the radio and to open the radio player. Alright, so I'm going to stop the radio now. And I'm going to choose something else. This is for you, Ghosty. Okay. And the reason I wanted to do that was to show you, if you left click on this icon, it's going to throw up the terminal. And that's where it's actually, it's actually playing the music through the terminal. But you can left click on it again and it'll disappear. So let me stop that. That's the only difference between the two versions that I made, the one with and the one without window tasks. If you left click, now this could just be an issue with Wonderland, I'm not sure, because Wonderland is not EWMH compatible, completely compatible. So that could be an issue with Wonderland and not so much Polybar. When you, where I just left clicked on the icon and it threw the terminal up, and then I clicked on it again and the terminal went away, it won't do that. The terminal will just stay on the desktop. So you'd have to close that terminal manually. Alright, now let's see what it looks like on a light colored light colored system. That Neo guy's an idiot. I'm doing this for you, Bruce. Let's open it up again. I'm not going to play stuff again. I'm just going to show what it looks like on a light colored theme. And there's what it looks like. Okay. Now, let me show you real quick. Hold on, Bruce. I'll put it back. I'll put it back. I was going to show you real quick what the script looks like. There's two scripts. Oh, I forgot to show the about. Let me minimize that. Let me open it up again. So there's two scripts. One is this script for the actual player, and one is the about script. You click on that, you get a little more information about it. You can just close it right here, and it goes back to the player. Okay? All right. Let me open up the script so you can see basically what it kind of looks like. There it is. Let me go full screen. Okay. So basically, for every radio station, we have, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 lines here. So here's the name of the station. There's the name of the station. Here's the icon that's next to the name of the station. Here is the tooltip when you hover over the name of the station. And this is the execute line. Okay? So I'm telling it to execute All-Tray and to use Xterm to play the station. Let me do that. Now All-Tray, let me explain. All-Tray dash S task, that means skip the taskbar, and dash NM, that means no minimize. Okay, So we're leading off with Alltray, and we're telling Alltray to use Xterm to execute FF play. That no display or no disp in FF play means not to throw up the extra little window that it would throw up if you didn't have that in there. Then it has the website for the actual radio station. We're telling Alltray to use this icon right here. And here are the two menu items when you right click on the icon. Phew, okay. So we're using YAD to do all this stuff and Alltray and Xterm. And we have all this for every radio station, okay? And then at the bottom, at the very bottom, we have 3 buttons. A button to close the player. That's what it says on the button, close, and that's the icon. And that's like an automatic button. If you use YAD and you use GTK close as the icon, that's what it closes the window. The next button is stop. In other words, stop the radio player. The icon is GTK stop, and I gave it an execute of kill all FF play. And the third button is the about button. That's the icon right here, GTK about. And I'm telling it to execute that other script that we installed, My Crappy Radio Player About. Whew, okay, but that's it. I'm not going to show it on Wonderland. I might do another video at some point showing it on Wonderland, but it basically works the same way. The only difference is if you left click on the icon like I mentioned earlier, it'll throw up the terminal, but if you left click on it again, the terminal won't go away. You'll have to close the terminal manually, and if you do that, it's going to stop the player. It does still have the 2 menu items on the right click of the icon in the system tray. So there you go. Hey, hope you guys have a great Christmas coming up. If you celebrate Christmas, I hope you have a good Christmas. If not, I hope you have a good whatever. And you guys take care, and thanks a lot.